Hello students, welcome to this class. I have taught you first chapter, that is crop production. Now in this video we will discuss question answer of this chapter, class 8. Now we have different categories. Now the number of questions have increased. We have multiple choice questions, very short questions. Now short type 1 and short type 2. Now this has increased. Previously in class 7 we have only one short question answers. Now in this we have short type 1 and short type 2. Then long question answer. So let's start. First MCQ. Which of these is not a cereal? Maize, gram, wheat and rice. So gram, the correct option is gram, maize, wheat and rice, all these are cereals. Which of these is not a Karif crops? Correct option is wheat. Which of these nutrient is compost rich in? So compost is rich in organic nutrients. Which of these is not a fungal disease of plant? Wilt is a bacterial disease, not fungal disease. Next question. Which of the following is not true about plowing? It loosens the soil, it aerates the soil, it prevents soil erosion, it allows easy penetration of root into the soil. So the question is, which is not true about plowing? So the correct answer is it prevents soil erosion. That is not correct. Tilling process prevents the soil erosion, not plowing. Next question. Compost lack which of the following nutrients? In compost, all the NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, all the three nutrients are lacking. So all of these, the answer is all of these. Which of the following does not add nutrients to the soil? Crop rotation, field fallow, manure, all these add nutrition to the soil. Plowing does not allow. So the correct option is plowing. Which of the following machine can use to harvest a crop and also to beat out the grains from the chaff? That is combine. So both the threshing and harvesting process are done by combine machine. Now next, very short one word answer. About how many years ago did agriculture begin? So the answer is 10,000 years ago. Large grasses cultivated for their nutritious seed are called cereals. Preparation of soil involves loosening and turning it. The agricultural implement used to sow seeds is called a seed drill. Allowing a field to remain free of crops for one or more seasons is called field fallow. It allows the field to regain nutrients. All crops approximately the same amount of water at roughly the same time period of their growth. True or false? It's false. Name one pesticide you will use to kill insects that harm crops. You can write any one. Either malathion, BHC, DDT, all are correct. Pesticides are used to kill small insects, but they are not strong enough to cause harm to humans. True or false? That is false. They are also poisonous to human also. Name the nitrogen fixing bacteria in root nodules of leguminous plants. That is rhizobium. Conversion of protein into ammonia is called ammonification. Some bacteria can convert nitrate salt in the soil to free nitrogen. True or false? That is true. A milch animal is one that yields milk. Milching animals, they are milk producing animals. Rearing honeybee for honey is called apiculture. Now short question answer type 1, that is answer in one word or two. Name three natural methods of adding nutrients to soil. So the three method of adding nutrients to soil are crop rotation, field fallow, and mixed cropping. What are weeds? Weeds, next question. Weeds are unwanted plants that grow along with the crops. Why should grains be dried before storage? So, grains should be dried before storage so that they are not infected by the microbes. If they contain moisture, they must be affected by the microbes like bacteria, fungus. Why? Next question. Why does the government usually maintain a buffer stock to grains? So, write it from question. The government usually maintains a buffer stock of grains so that they are available in plenty even if there is a shortfall in production in a particular year, for example due to monsoon failure. Sometimes what happened, 2-3 years there is no rain. At that time we can use that buffer stock that is available in the government stock. Next, what is hybridization? Some of the answers, they are just highlighted in your book, like the definition of hybridization, that is highlighted in your book. Hybridization is a technique used for developing new varieties of crops by crossbreeding two different varieties. So you will write that only. List the steps involved in nitrogen cycle. Very easy questions. What are the steps? So the steps involved in the nitrogen cycle are: first, nitrogen fixation, nitrogen assimilation, ammonification, nitrification and denitrification. Next, what do you mean by nitrogen fixation? So you have to write the definition of nitrogen fixation: the process of conversion of free nitrogen gas of the atmosphere into nitrogen compounds is called nitrogen fixation. What is nitrogen assimilation? So nitrogen, the process, it's written in your book, highlighted. The process of conversion of inorganic nitrogen compounds into organic compounds that become a part of living organism is called nitrogen assimilation. What enables leguminous plants to fix nitrogen? What enables? The rhizobium bacteria that is present in the root nodules of leguminous plants enables leguminous plants to fix nitrogen. What is animal husbandry? The process, the breeding, feeding and caring of domestic animals for food and other purpose is called animal husbandry. So this is all about short type 1. Now short question answer type 2. About 30 words you have to give the answer. Distinguish between Karif and Rabi crops, giving 2 examples of each. So write the definition of Rabi and Karif crops with 2 examples. So Karif crops, they are shown at the beginning of monsoon season, that is June or July, and harvested in September or October. Examples are paddy, that is rice, maize. 2 examples you have to give. Paddy and maize you can write. Rabi crops, they are shown at the beginning of winter season, that is October to December, and harvested by March or April. Some of the Rabi crops that are gram, pea, mustard, linseed and wheat. So you have to give 2 examples only. List the next question. List the steps involved in crop production in sequential order. Means not haphazard way you have to write. Sequential, step-by-step method that we had discussed. So first is your preparation of soil. Next, seed selection and sowing. Then next, manuring. Then irrigation. Then weeding. Protection from pests and diseases. Harvesting, threshing and winnowing. And the last is storage. So step by step you have to write. Next question. Why is it important to plant seed at the correct distance from each other? So why the seeds have to be planted at the correct distance from each other? So the answer is so that if they are shown at too much close to each other, what will happen? There is a competition between the nutrients and sunlight, space, everything. So if they are too close to each other, they will not get the nutrients, sunlight and the proper growth. And if they are too far from each other, there is a wastage of field. So it is important to plant seeds at the correct distance. Next question. Why do farmers normally use a mixture of manure and fertilizer in their fields? So farmers normally use a mixture of manures and fertilizers in their field to increase the fertility of soil and also to increase the crop yield. Crop yield means so that their crop productions increases several folds. Next question. What method of irrigation will you use if you live in a dry area with shortage of water? Explain the method. So if you are living in a dry area with shortage of water, then which method you will use? So we will use drip irrigation method. So if we live in a dry area with shortage of water, we will use drip irrigation method. And what is that drip irrigation method? In this method, the roots of the plants are supplied water drop by drop instead of filling the entire field, so that there is a less wastage of water. What is waterlogging? How does it harm the crop? How can it be prevented? So 3 questions are there. So all the questions you have to write, paragraph change. Then 3. So what is waterlogging? Excess water in the field. Supply of excess water in the field is called waterlogging. That is the definition of waterlogging. Now next part, how does it harm the crops? It harms the crop by replacing the air in the soil with water, which reduces the supply of air to the roots of the plants, and this stop the growth of the plants. How can we prevent it? We can prevent it by having a adequate drainage system in the irrigated field. Next question. Discuss 2 methods of weeding in which poisonous chemicals are not used. So 2 methods. 2 methods of weeding in which poisonous chemicals are not used. First, that can be done manually by pulling the weeds out by hand, or second, by using a trowel or a harrow to uproot the weeds. So these are the 2 methods. Next question. Differentiate between insecticides, rodenticides and fungicides. Which of these are pesticides? So we had discussed insecticides. The chemical which are used to kill insects are called insecticides. Rodenticides, the insects which are used to kill rodents like rat, they are called rodenticides. And fungicides, the chemicals which are used to kill fungi are called fungicides. Now which of these are pesticides? So this insecticides and rodenticides, they are all the three are pesticides. All the 3 comes under pesticides. Discuss with an example. Next question. How hybridization is used for developing new varieties of crops with desired characteristic. Now you have to explain it with example. How hybridization is useful to develop a new variety of crops. Suppose we want a crop having some desired characteristic like high yielding and resistance to disease. So we will take two plants, one variety with high yielding and other variety with resistance to disease. Now the cross breeding between these two variety is done to develop one variety that has both the desired characteristic. And the short type 2 last question is differentiate between nitrification and denitrification. So just write the definition. Nitrification, the process of conversion of ammonia into nitrates with the help of nitrifying bacteria, is called nitrification. And denitrification, the process of conversion of nitrates into nitrogen gas with the help of denitrifying bacteria, is called denitrification. So this is all about short type 2. Now long question answer. What are the advantage of plowing the soil before sowing seeds? So advantage, we had discussed advantage. So plowing the soil. So loose soil that has a lot of air trapped in it. Then loose soil allow the root to penetrate deeper. Then loose soil helps the growth of microbial microbes and earthworms. And turning and loosening of soil brings nutrient-rich soil to the top. And the loose soil also mixed more uniformly with the fertilizer. So these are the advantage of plowing the soil before sowing seeds. Next question, what precaution must be kept in mind while sowing seed in a field? Some precautions like seed should be of good quality, healthy and free from disease. They must be planted at proper depth in the soil, means if planted deep in the soil, they can't respire and their shoots may not be able to push through the soil. And if planted on the surface, they will be eaten by the birds. Now seeds required water for germination. So the soil should therefore have water in it. Again, not too much water. Then what will happen? Seed will not germinate properly. And seeds should be sown at proper distance. If they are too close to each other, they will not get enough sunlight, water, nutrients. And if they are too far apart, there is a wastage of field space. So these points must be kept in mind while sowing seeds. Next question. Discuss two natural method of manuring. Two natural method of manuring, that is, you can write any two, field fallow, crop rotation or mixed cropping. Any two you can write. So field fallow, that is to leave the leave the land to regain naturally its nutrients for one or more season. What will happen? Dead plants and animals and other organic matter that collect on the land are decomposed by microbes, and thus the nutrients are returned to the soil. Mixed cropping. What happens? Sometimes two or more crops are grown together in the same field. The crops are chosen in such a way that the nutrients needed of one crop are fulfilled by other. So you have seen any leguminous crop such as pea, soya bean or green bean. and one cereal crops like wheat or rice can be grown together in the same field for this reason. So these two you can write. And the last question is that you have to draw nitrogen cycle that is given in your book. Nitrogen cycle. This you have to draw it. Only you have to draw label diagram. So this is all about your question answer. Stay at home, stay safe. Have a good day.